my darling paisanos, Roxanne's back. And if you were to ask me, what's my favorite form of physical media, I would undoubtedly say plushies. I very rarely collect anything else. I have a couple action figures, but that's only mainly the Sonic ones and the Angry Birds Star Wars 2 Telepod. Basically anything I like, I have a plush of it. Angry Birds, Sonic, Don't Starve, The Binding of Isaac, Cuphead, Pikmin, Pizza Tower. Even the character in the corner right now I'm using to represent myself is holding a plushie. And no, that is not a bong and that is not a potion. It is a plushie of the Chef Red plush. Although one of the plush sets I was really into collecting back in the day was Mario. You could probably find a plushie for most of the enemies and characters. Definitely not all of them, though. There are definitely some that need plushies that don't have them, and I'm very upset. Although, for today's subject, which Mario power-ups have plushies? I will count basically anything for this list. What do I mean by that? Official plushies, obviously counted. Bootlegs? Sure, why not? They're counted too. Unreleased prototypes? Maybe a stretch, but yes, I will even count prototypes if they are necessary. Anything but custom plushies will count. To help keep track, I will give them all points depending on 4 different variables. 0 points if neither the power-up or Mario have a plush. 1 point if the power-up itself has a plush. 2 points if Mario has a plush, and 4 points if both the power-up and Mario have a plush. Also, as a bonus, I will give out 5 points if both the power-up and Mario have a plush by official sources. And as a quick disclaimer before I get into this, I will not cover every game and every power-up. I'm sorry, but there is simply too much to cover an all-in-one video. Just remember this, if I don't cover an obscure power-up, it was probably too obscure to have a plush anyway. I will also only be looking at Mario, as I know some games allow you to play as Luigi, or Princess Peach, or Toad, or Rosalina. I will only be looking exclusively to see if Mario has a plushie. Also, I am not perfect, so please don't get upset at me if I accidentally call an official plush a bootleg an official plush, or accidentally use a custom. Anyways, let's get into our first power-up, the Super Mushroom. And already things are a little iffy. Of course, the mushroom itself has tons of plushies. There's no question about that. But there isn't exactly a Mario plush that is specifically based off, the Super Mario power-up himself, considering he doesn't really change. Although, thankfully, there is a plushie made where Mario is holding a super mushroom, which I would count due to association. The super mushroom gets 5 points as both of these plushies are official. Next up is the 1-up mushroom, and of course it's in the same sense as the super mushroom. I don't really know how you would physically represent Mario getting an extra life as a power-up. So, sadly, no, the Mario plush does not have the power-up. But of course, there is a plush of the Super Mushroom itself. Although, much like the other one, there is a Luigi plush holding a 1-up mushroom. But like I stated, this is for Mario only. So, this 1-up mushroom scores 1 point. Okay, here we go again. The Superstar has a plush of the power-up itself, no Mario variant, 1 point. Okay, finally, something interesting. The Fire Flower. Yes, the Fire Flower has both the power-up as a plush and the Mario power-up. Heck, some of you may have even seen it in the intro. The Fire Flower gets 4 points as both plush are official. Next up is the poison mushroom, but some of you may say, oh, but that's not a power up, that's a power down. And to you I say, it doesn't matter, it doesn't have a plush anyway. But if you really want to stretch what could possibly be considered the poison mushroom, there's this set of bootleg mushrooms, and you could possibly say the purple or black one is the poison mushroom, but that's an incredible stretch. And no, there is not a plush of the poison mushroom Mario. If you want one, just rip its head off or something. I don't know. I would also like to add, if you really do want a poison mushroom plush, there are a ton of customs I found, but like I said, those don't count. In terms of the bootlegs, I will not count those, as it's just a random selection of mushroom colors, and they do not have the iconic angry eyes that the renders show for the poison mushroom, meaning that the poison mushroom scores 0 points. Next up is the super leaf, and this is a new one. Mario himself does have a couple of plushes where he dons the super leaf, but no plush of the super leaf itself exists, meaning that the super leaf gets 2 points. Next up is the Tanuki suit. And yeah, obviously the Tanuki suit power-up itself does not have a plush, but yes, the suit with Mario does. Heck, even Luigi has a plush here. But like I said, that doesn't count. It's just an interesting fact. I mean, yeah, I feel like the suit is more iconic with Mario than it is the actual power-up icon. Anyways, the Tanuki suit gets 2 points. Next up is the frog suit. Probably one of, if not the worst power-up in the classic Mario era. Like, I know you move faster in water, but you move slower everywhere else. So it's kind of a bad trade-off for something very situational that isn't even really a power-up anything. It's kind of like Pizza Tower transformations or like Wario Land transformations, more situational, but at the same time kind of just restriction movement. I'm getting way sidetracked. Anyway, no, the frog suit power-up itself does not have a plush. That's literally just a frog. Just get any frog plush. But the suit itself does indeed have a plush. So the frog suit gets 2 points. Okay, time for like the most obscure power-up in Mario 3, the hammer suit. And oddly enough, Mario does have a plush. Although there isn't a plush of the power-up itself, which makes me question, what would that look like? This is just a man. If anything, look how much it just looks like the Mario sprite. So, some of you are going to hate me for saying this. I'm going to count it as both the power-up and the plush of Mario. Screw you. The hammer suit gets 4 points because both these plush are official. Look, I'm sorry, but the hammer suit needs a W. Now let me ask you a question. Would you consider the Goomba shoe a power-up? Well, it doesn't really matter, and I guess you can tell because I'm including it that yes, surprisingly enough, the Goomba shoe of all things has a plush. Sadly, does not have one of its own. I doubt little Timmy is dying to get a plush of a shoe. The Goomba shoe gets 2 points. That is somehow better than some of these, and that is honestly surprising. Next up is the cape feather. Once again, yes, Mario himself does have a plush. No, they did not spend the time and resources and fabric to make a plush of a feather. The cape feather gets 2 points. Who's ready for some technicalities? Next up is the pea balloon, which surprisingly does have a plush of the Mario variant. But this is a bootleg for Super Mario Bros. Wonder, which is triggered by the Wonder Flower, which one could say doesn't mean it's of the power-up. Although specifically because this is based off the pea balloon and is more accurate to the sprite in Mario World than in Mario Maker, I would count it. Although that does mean the power-up itself does not have a plush. The pea balloon gets 2 points. Totally 2 points. I don't even respect it enough to put it on screen. No, the 3-up moon, or what, I don't even know what it's called. Does it even have a name? Is it just the moon? The 3-up moon does not have a plush. It does not have a Mario variant because it just gives you 3 lives. I hate this thing. Why is it included? It sucks. Move on. 0 points. -1 point, actually. I hate this thing. Another one that I'm going to talk about very quickly, but still including because I'm pretty sure someone would get mad at me if I did it. The invisible cap. You see it's right there on the screen. No, something that is invisible, as in completely unable to be seen, does not have a physical plushie. How would that even happen? This isn't even due to laziness or unpopularity, despite the fact it's completely unpopular and no one would want a plushie of this. It is physically impossible to make this a plushie. The invisible cap scores 0 points. Next up is the metal cap. The metal cap itself does not have a plush, although Metal Mario has an incredible plush. Look at this. It's amazing. I love this thing. Metal cap gets 2 points. Okay, next up is the wing cap plush. And those of you who know about anything about Mario plush, you already know this. The infamous wing cap Mario plush. Very iconic. Look at this little lad. He's having so much fun playing with his wing cap Mario plush. I just wonder what bright things he's going to do in his future. Who knows? Maybe one day Nintendo might send him a letter. Anyways, the wing cap itself does not have a plush. The wing cap gets 1 point. It would have gotten 2 points, but 1 point was subtracted because it was
not advertiser friendly.
Next up is New Super Mario Bros. DS. And you might be thinking, that game doesn't have power-ups. Well, it does have hats that let you switch between characters mid-level, which, oddly enough, these hats do have a small little keychain plush. Although I wouldn't exactly count it, as I wouldn't say their intentions were to be power-ups from a DS game port. Just wanted to mention it. The Mega Mushroom does have a plush. It was also one of the little bootleg mushrooms from earlier in the video, so you can have both an official and bootleg one. Although there is no Mega Mario plush, there are tons and tons of plushies of a gigantic Mario, but these are not specifically advertised as Mega Mario, nor is Mega Mario holding a Mega Mushroom. Therefore, I will not count these. The Mega Mushroom gets 1 point. Surprisingly enough, the Mini Mushroom power-up does have a plush. Although, like the Mega Mushroom, there are many small Mario plushies. Just pick up like a keychain or whatever, but just know this is not a true Mini Mario plush as not advertised as one. The Mini Mushroom gets 1 point. The blue shell, finally ending our streak, does have a plush of Mario, but not of the power-up itself. But just hear me out for a second. This bootleg Ludwig plush comes with a tiny blue shell. You could possibly use this as the blue shell power-up itself. Although I would not count it though. The blue shell gets 2 points. Okay, this one makes me irrationally angry. The invincibility leaf. The invincibility leaf, the thing you only get for dying. Fun fact, no Mario game requires the player to die to finish the game, meaning this is a completely optional thing they put in the game for no reason except a skill issue. Yet we wasted time, money, and fabric to get this stupid thing a plush. Sorry, we couldn't get a Catacrack plush. We're busy making a plush of the stupid invincibility leaf. Luckily, like its other variant, the power-up itself does not have a plush, but the stupid suit does have a stupid plush, and it gets 2 stupid points of shame. I hate you, you stupid leaf. The gold flower does not have a plush, sadly. Although Gold Mario does indeed have a plush. Okay, hold on, quick update. Just found out this is not Gold Mario, it is just Metal Mario. The lighting just made it appear yellow, which gives me another reason to hate this stupid leaf. You give this stupid leaf a plush, but not Gold Mario. I hate this. Gold Mario gets 0 points and made me lose some respect for the Mario fandom. And while I'm here, for those of you who counted, the Golden Mushroom does not have a plush. Although, say it with me, it does have a look-alike in the bootleg mushroom set, but I'm not counting that. That is yellow, not gold. I swear, there's so many multicolored mushrooms, you could probably open a lemonade stand with these dang things. Here's the one that I bet you're really surprised about. The Boo Mushroom. Not only does this have the Mario variant, but it has the power-up as well. Very surprising. The Boo Mushroom gets 3 points, as I'm pretty sure the Mario plush is a bootleg. Continuing on to surprises, the Bee Mushroom has, again, both the power-up and the Mario costume. The Bee Mushroom gets 4 points, as both plush are official. The Spring Mushroom does not have the Mario plush or the power-up plush. You really had to ruin it, Spring Mushroom. You really ruin everything. The Spring Mushroom gets 0 points. Okay, what the hell is this thing? What do you mean it has a bootleg plush? This red star thing gets 2 points. Okay, this thing, the Life Up Mushroom, does have a plush. No Mario plush, though, only the power-up itself, which is crazy. Mario Galaxy plush fan service is crazy. The Life Up Mushroom gets 1 point. My favorite power-up from the new Soup era, the Propeller Mushroom, does thankfully have a plush of Mario. Sadly, no plush of the power-up itself exists, though. The Propeller Mushroom gets 2 points. The Penguin Suit is another one of my favorite power-ups from Mario Wii. And thankfully, once again, the suit has a plushie. Sadly, no plushie of the power-up exists, though. And I found this weird one. Why is it running? I hate when plushies do this. Why do they always put plushies in poses like this? I don't want them to be posed. I want them to be in a neutral position so I can play with them. Whatever, the penguin suit gets 2 points. Next up is the ice flower. You know, the power-up that's literally just the fire flower, but better, because it does exactly what the fire flower does, except no downsides? And the ice flower itself is basically just a downgrade of the penguin suit, because the penguin suit not only does the exact same things that the ice flower does, but lets you slide on land and move faster in water. And I don't even think it makes you move slower on land like the frog suit does. Or maybe it does, but so minuscule it doesn't even show up or matter, and completely does not counteract with its upsides. How did you introduce power creep into a 2009 2D platformer for children? But back onto the topic of plushies. The power-up itself has a plush. The Mario suit has a plush. Heck, there's even a plush with Mario holding the ice flower itself, although this may be bootleg, which is very nice to see. The ice flower gets 4 points, as both of these plush are official. I'm going to cover two at once here. Both the cloud flower and the rock mushroom don't have a plush of either the power-up itself or the Mario suit. Both the cloud flower and the rock mushroom score 0 points. Quick note before we move on, there is a plush of the Yoshi blimp, or whatever it's called. I don't know. I never got past like the second level of this game, because I was like 9. Whatever. Anyways, this is Yoshi, not Mario, doesn't count, moving on. The boomerang flower does not have a plush. Rather the suit or the flower itself, which is also weird. I thought it was iconic enough to get a plush, but no. The boomerang flower, surprisingly, scores 0 points. Statue leaf, dumb, unneeded, no plush, 0 points. The pea acorn does have a plush of the suit, although no plush of the power-up itself exists. The pea acorn scores 2 points. The Super PA Corn does not have a plush of the power-up or the suit. The Super PA Corn scores 0 points. The Super Bell. There is a plush of the cat Mario, which is very cute. Sadly, though, there is no plush of the Super Bell power-up itself, which is a huge missed opportunity. They could have put an actual bell in the Super Bell. It would have been really cute, but also really annoying. The Super Bell gets 2 points. The Lucky Cat Bell does not have a plush of the power-up itself or of the suit. You know, it has a little differentiate how you can see Mario's wearing in the Lucky Cat Bell. I know, it's very subtle. And also, no, the statue itself does not have a plush. Although, speaking of statues, there's this incredible statue made by First Four Figures. And you know, it's really cool. I might actually buy it, and oh my god! The Lucky Cat Bell scores 0 points. There's no White Cat Mario plush. Moving on. The Giga Bell and Giga Mario don't have a plush either. The Double Cherry does not have a plush of the power-up itself, nor of Mario, which, I mean, that's just kind of 2 Marios. And that would be scary. Like, imagine you woke up and you randomly just found there's another version of you in your house. Who are you people? The Double Cherry scores 0 points. Okay, I feel like some of you again would get upset for me not covering these, so I'm just going to do a 2-in-1 again. Neither the Weird Mushroom nor the Costume Mushroom or the weird CRT Anniversary Mushroom thing all do not have a plush of the power-up itself or the Mario costume. All 3 of these get 0 points. Let me start off by saying that I despise the Super Crown for one simple reason. When you play a Toad House, you will get Super Crowns as a reward. Only Toadette can use these, meaning they sit there and clog up your inventory. No one else can use them besides Toadette, and Toadette is in easy mode. Why does the game fill up my inventory on something I can't use due to the fact I want to play the game on normal difficulty? And this was one of the only things they added in the deluxe port. The only thing the deluxe port did was dumb down an already easy game. And they removed the cool touchpad features from the Wii U, because you can't use both the Switch and the TV mode at the same time. So they removed a cool feature and added an easy mode, along with Nabbit, who can't even get hit, but he can't even use power-ups, so it just makes the game boring. Anyways, I have to mention this because, yes, there is actually a bootleg plush of Peachette. This was likely due to the fact she was included in Mario Kart 8 and Mario Kart World, although there is no plush of the Super Crown itself. Good! Stay dead and stop clogging up my inventory! The Super Crown gets 2 points. Next up is the Master Sword, a very unexpected inclusion into Mario Maker 2. I hope in the future they expand upon this excellent idea. Anyways, the Master Sword is one of the most unique items in the game as it turns you into Link from The Legend of Zelda. The Master Sword itself does have this thing. It's like a weird pillow cosplay thing, but it is not based off the 8-bit sprite itself, so I won't count it. Yes, I am that picky. Although there is a plush based on 8-bit Link himself, which I will count. Man, this plush is so retro. It reminds me of the times I tried to kill the behemoth Phosphot in Pikmin 3 while my parents were arguing in the other room. The Master Sword gets 2 points. I decided to mention the Super Ball Flower in the Mario Maker 2 segment due to the fact the Super Ball Flower itself finally gets its own identity. It chooses to represent both the power-up itself and Mario as the grayscale effect. This was originally just because the Game Boy's limitations allowed it only to display in grayscale, but in Mario Maker 2 it was done, I guess, just for cool factor. Although it's not cool factor enough, as neither the power-up nor Mario have a plush. The Super Ball Flower scores 0 points. Wowie zowie! We reached the final game I'm covering in this video, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, as the most recent game released. And boy, did the bootleggers have a field day with this one, as most of, if not all of the plushies I will show off are bootlegs. But getting into our first plushie, the elephant apple? I think this thing's an apple. And yes, the elephant apple itself has a bootleg plush and an official plush of Elephant Mario. And to mention the elephant in the room, or should I say like 6, there are a ton of these. There's, I'm pretty sure, an official Luigi plush, a Peach plush, a Blue Toad plush, a Toadette plush,
What is up, guys?
Bowser for some reason. There's no yellow Toad plush though because he owes me money. Am I forgetting anyone? You're probably not. Okay, the elephant apple scores 3 points, as the apple itself is a bootleg. This one I'm definitely surprised about. The bubble flower does not have a plush of the power-up, nor of Mario. Also, this thing's just kind of like a baby blue Yoshi, which doesn't have a plush either. The bubble flower scores 0 points. Next up is the Dro mushroom. And there is a plush of Mario itself, although there's sadly no plush of the mushroom, which is pretty unfortunate. I mean, I think it's pretty cool. I like the Dro aesthetic. Would I get it if they made one? Absolutely not. And it's like, the whole thing with Wonder is like, people said it was really cool, and that saved 2D Mario, but I haven't heard like a single person in the last week talk about this. I'll talk about Mario Kart and how it's $80. And is that a problem? Yes. But it also made Mario Wonder less popular, so whatever. Would it be unfortunate if Nintendo went bankrupt due to like another video game crash because of their greedy marketing? Yes, it would be very sad and unfortunate. Would it be extremely funny? Absolutely. So I'm kind of hoping for a video game crash too. Electric Boogaloo? Anyways, the Dro mushroom scores 2 points. And there you go. That was our last power-up of the video. I don't really know how to end this besides saying, I forgot the hammer from Mario Maker 2. Anyways, Mario himself has a plush, but there's no plush of the power-up itself. Builder Mario gets 2 points. Okay, yeah, that's it. Roll the credits.